All right, so Microsoft announced the specs.
The
specifications of the Xbox Project Scorpio. Is it still going to be called the Scorpio? Did they say it's actually going to be called like the Xbox 2?
No,
or whatever.
They did not say.
I mean,
so I imagine
they could just call it Scorpio. I mean,
they could.
You know, wasn't the GameCube supposed to be like the Dolphin at one point, and then the Switch was the NX and all these kinds of things?
I mean, they always have like a project name, and
Right.
they will eventually release whatever the real name is going to be.
See, that's why I like PlayStation, man. It's just PlayStation 2, 3, and 4. It's just like the sequel. All right, so we'll just run down this real quick. I'm not as big of a computer nerd as I used to be, so a lot of these things...
I've got the same chart in front of me.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this crap means.
So the CPU, 8 custom x86 cores clocked at 2.3 gigahertz.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, it's got the comparison. So the Xbox One had 8 custom Jaguar cores clocked at 1.75 gigahertz, so it's faster, I guess,
Right.
the new one.
But
if you look at the PS4 Pro, it's got 8 cores clocked at 2.1, so it is slightly faster than the PS4 Pro. All right, so the GPU, the graphics processor, 40 customized complete units at 1,172 megahertz versus the PS4's 36 improved GCN compute units at 911 megahertz.
So knocks the
graphics,
PS4 Pro out. Yeah.
Better graphics, apparently. Or, faster rendering or whatever that means. Memory, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM versus PS4's Pro's 8. So 4 more gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah.
Memory,
that's going to make a lot of difference, honestly.
Memory bandwidth, 326 gigabits per second versus PS4 Pro's 218. So that's good.
Quite a bit more, yeah. I don't know what memory
hard drive is the
does.
same, though. 1 terabyte, 2.5 inch. I'm assuming, what is it going to be, like a solid state drive or something like that?
I think because like the Xbox One and the PS4 now have the capability to do external hard drives, I imagine that this is just what comes with the base model.
Yeah. Do you think a terabyte's going to be enough? In our day and age of digital gaming?
I use a 500 gig, and I have not bought an external hard drive.
Right. I use my PS4 Pro, or not Pro, I just have a regular PS4, but it's got, I think, maybe like 500 gigs. But at the same time, I'm constantly finding myself having to remove games that I don't play anymore in order to make room for new games.
I don't have a problem doing that, though.
Yeah, at some point, I want to get like a couple terabyte external hard drive and just download everything from my library.
Yeah.
Of course, now that my ISP is putting a data cap on me, I might need to do like one or two.
I was about to say, yeah, that'll take you some time.
Optical drive. Now this is cool. 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray.
Yeah.
PS4 Pro does not have that.
Yeah, that is kind of a big deal right there. And even me not knowing anything about computers or processing or anything like that, I know that that's a big deal because the PS4 Pro just has, the same Blu-ray player that the Xbox One and the PS4 have.
And Microsoft says that, old school Xbox One games will play better. They will load faster if they use like certain kind of dynamic whatever in the games, that the textures will look better. Frame rate will be more consistent. I know that's a big gripe.
Oh, yeah.
Amongst PC gamers versus consoles, like, frame rates.
Oh, you see that frame rate drop off there? No, I didn't, actually.
I mean, that was a big gripe about the Zelda Breath of the Wild, was the frame rate drops, but it really didn't affect the gameplay experience for me as much as it did for other people, because apparently it was a huge deal for some people, the fact that the frame rate was dropping in Zelda.
Right.
I will say this, after I finished Breath of the Wild, I've been playing XCOM 2 again, got some of the DLC, and I'm probably going to upload some gameplay footage on that for next week's crop of episodes, since it's been nothing but Xenoblade Chronicles for the past
time.
Month.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I mean, what I don't understand, and we're kind of getting off topic though, XCOM 2 is not a graphically intensive game.
No, not particularly.
But the load times are so fucking long, and there's so many frame drops in XCOM 2. It's just surprising to me.
Well, I mean, each of the levels is really big in XCOM 2. I mean, and they've got
but it's not like some open
pre-render
world.
the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's isometric. It's not like a third person, open world game. it's all turn-based, so it's not like a lot of action on the screen at once.
Right.
You know, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I love the game. I'm not going to stop playing it.
Of course, but, you know, and
Plus, during the loading times, I can just browse Reddit.
Yeah, I suppose so. Honestly, that's what I do during load times on Andromeda right now. You know, we'll be loading between portions of the Nexus, and I'll just open up Facebook and just browse some stuff. Like, yeah, I could stand with some reduced load times on my games.
So the Xbox Scorpio is arguably going to be the powerhouse console. I mean, it's gonna hold. I mean, it's gonna be able to hold its own against a lot of these PC gaming rigs that all these people are so got huge boners for.
And that's the thing about Microsoft right now is their play anywhere shtick.
Yeah,
like you can play your shit on both your Xbox and a computer that has Windows 10 on it.
Right.
Like, I don't know why that is such a big deal to them, but okay, go for it, I guess. You can play your PC games on your Xbox and vice versa.
Well, I mean, good for them.
Yeah.
But to me, it's kind of, there's a silver lining there because it's really going to force Sony, and to a much lesser extent, Nintendo, to kind of beef up their stuff, because Sony came out with the PS4 Pro that was supposed to be like the contender with the Scorpio, and then the Scorpio came out and was like, watch out, because we got some shit here. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we start hearing rumors here real soon about Sony coming out with something else.
Yeah, the actual next gen,
maybe like a PS5 or something like that. But it looks like so far console gaming, with the success of the Switch, PS4 has been wildly successful, and with the announcement of the Xbox Scorpio, doesn't look like console gaming is going anywhere for the time being. And that was a big rumor, probably about a year and a half ago, maybe right before they announced the NX, that they were like, console gaming is going to just go to the wayside in favor of PC gaming. But I really don't see that happening, because I think a lot of people like me who don't really like to game on PC. I would rather just have a control. I mean, I know I can game with a controller on a PC, but I just like the idea of having a console that's going to be supported for years. I don't want to have to worry about changing out RAM and video cards and all these other things. I just want to buy one thing, hook it up, play the games. I know every game that comes out for it, I'm going to be able to play.
Right.
It's not like I have to have like these hardware requirements and specifications that I have to meet in order to get it. And that's what I found myself doing back in the day.
Yeah.
When I did play a lot of PC games, was I bought a brand new computer just to play The Sims when it came out.
I think you told me that before.
Yeah. So,
well, I mean, The Sims is an awesome game.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, you don't understand the hype when The Sims first came out. They were like, this is one of the greatest games of all time.
It is really good.
Yeah. First of its kind. All right. Anything else we need to say about the Xbox Scorpio? Are you going to get one, Xbox fanboy?
No. I don't have a 4K TV, and I got my Xbox One at launch, and it's still in really good shape. So I am also very poor.
No red rings of death.
No. So I am almost definitely not going to get one.
Well, if you're a fan of the show and you want Chris to get an Xbox Scorpio, send him some money. Send us an email, and we'll tell you the contact info.
Yeah. I would love to test it out for you and give you a product review.
There you go. All right. You ready to move on?